One thing that God does not approve of and says is evil is idolatry. Listen to what happened to the Israelites who fell into idolatry. The disaster came upon the people of Israel because they worshipped other gods. They sinned against the Lord their God. They followed the practices of the pagan nations the Lord had driven from the land ahead of them, as well as the practices the kings of Israel had introduced. The people of Israel had also secretly done many things that were not pleasing to the Lord their God. They built pagan shrines for themselves in all their towns. They set up sacred pillars and Asherah poles at the top of every hill and under every green tree. They offered sacrifices on all the hilltops, just like the nations the Lord had driven from the land ahead of them. So the people of Israel had done many evil things, arousing the Lord's anger, yet they worshipped idols despite the Lord's specific and repeated warnings. And 2 Kings 17 will go on to say that God would send prophets telling the Israelites to stop this and repent and obey the Lord and his instructions for them. Turn from these wicked ways. It goes on to tell us in 2 Kings 17 that they rejected all the commands of the Lord their God and made 2 calves from metal. And they set up an Asherah pole and worshiped Baal and all the forces of heaven. They even sacrificed their own sons and daughters in the fire, and they consulted fortune tellers and practiced sorcery and sold themselves to evil, arousing the Lord's anger. It's terrible because when the Lord led the people from Egypt into the land that he was going to give them, he warned them, don't do these things. Trust in me. And I'm telling you, when you get into this land, here's what you're going to find. Don't do these things. Don't participate in these things. Just like he told Adam and Eve in the garden what to do and what not to do. But they didn't listen either. But the Lord's will was that they would repent, that they would change their mind and put their trust in him and love him and follow him and obey him and go in the right way. And he wants us to do that today too. So if you're out there, putting your trust in idols, the Lord is saying to you today, repent, and trust in him. Come to him for everything, including salvation. Come to him through Jesus Christ, the one who could truly save you and make you right before God.